Good evening. I didn't see you there. Would you like to hear a bedtime story? You would? Wonderful. I call this the Seer of Bibbon. Once upon a time, there was a king called Shalatin, known far and wide for the best shallots in the world. Shalatin was a prosperous kingdom, and in the center of the city there was a large shallot-shaped castle where its ruler, King Shalet IV, lived. King Shalet was known to be a good, kind, and just king, and as it so happened, he was about to become a father. His nights had become full of pacing back and forth, unable to keep his thoughts at bay. The king was troubled. He wanted to give his child the best life possible, but was unsure of how to do that. And as his worries grew, the king started straying from his duties. Realizing that this trouble was harming his ability to rule effectively, the king decided to go get some advice. All throughout the kingdom, there were tales of a seer who lived on Mount Bibbon, just a day's journey from the city walls. Having heard that the seer could tell people of their future, King Shalet packed up his things and snuck out the back of the castle in the middle of the night. As this was a private affair, he didn't want anyone to know where he was going. After riding through the night, the sun began to rise as he approached the foot of the mountain. He tied up his trusty horse, John, and made his way up Mount Bibbon. Reaching the top of the mountain, the king saw a rickety shed. Approaching the smoke rising from the back of the shed, he saw a smoldering fire with a small cauldron over it, and a small hooded figure ladled out 2 cups of porridge as he approached. The king approached the figure as if he knew them well, but this would be the first and last time they met. "I need your help," he said. "Well, hello, stranger," said the hooded figure, not looking up from the porridge. "I do not believe we have met before." "I am Doug Shalet IV. I assume you are the great Seer of Bibbon?" "Some have called me that, but I do not quite understand the name. You said you needed help. Please, sit, have some porridge, and tell me how I can do so." The king sat down, picking up the warm bowl in front of him. Though a far cry from the quality of food that he ate regularly, something about its simplicity seemed to calm him. "I do not know what is best for the heir to my kingdom. I wish for my child to live a good life, and I do not know what to do to bring that upon them." My, the king cannot figure out to do with one child, but holds an entire kingdom in his hands." The seer chuckled. "My liege, I do not know what it is you wish of me." "I wish for you to tell me of the future that is to come, so that I know how I can raise my child." "I do not know of what is to come, but I can tell you of what could be." "What difference does it make?" asked the king. "It makes all the difference. For what you do will change the future, and what you do may well depend on what you hear." "I do not understand, but please, tell me of this future that could come." The seer nodded, adjusted the hood of their cloak, and in an earthy tone of voice spoke. "I see a future where you protect your child from all danger or corruption that might befall them, and isolate them for their own safety. They will study literature and art. They will become a good and intelligent ruler. Your child will bear no heir and spend their time in solitude, governing and reading, ultimately passing alone in the throne room." "Being a good ruler and living a good life are not interchangeable. This is not what I want for my child. No one should be alone in life. Why is it you choose to be alone?" "I am not alone. In fact, I had to make an extra bowl of porridge for a guest today." The king, having forgotten about the porridge, began to eat, and after a moment he said, "This cannot be the only future that you see." "It is not. For now, I see a future where you raise your child around many people. They are educated alongside peers, and they grow up having many good friends. Some of these friends will end up envying your child's wealth and status and grow to resent them for it. This resentment will spiral out of control when your child ascends the throne, and the country will end up in conflict with itself. Your child will know both the highs and the lows of companionship." "You make it seem as if the burdens of the life my child is being given will ruin their life no matter how I raise them." "Please tell me. I'm giving my child an entire kingdom. What more can I give? How can I ease their burdens?" The king pleaded, feeling more lost than he had when he set off on his journey. "Any blessing can become a curse, just as any curse can become a blessing. You know better than I that the crown weighs heavy. I am now seeing a third future that could be.
Do tell, the king said eagerly.
You send your child away to a farm, to be raised alongside other children and avoid the danger of the city, and to give them the best chance to be a child free from the burden of a kingdom. When your time is up, they will take over the kingdom for you. But overwhelmed with the responsibility and not knowing how to rule properly, both your child and the kingdom of Charlatan will suffer. In yet another future, where you do the same thing, but decide not to pass on the kingdom to your child, they will be resentful that you denied them the throne. If they never find out who they are, they will die impoverished, though surrounded by chosen family.
You are not leading me towards any advice or help. You seem to just be telling me of all the horrible things that could come. What is the purpose of this?
The king asked. He was frustrated at what he had been hearing. I don't have a simple answer for you. Nothing I tell you seems to please you, but you must decide what to do with all the things that I have told you, the seer said.
I will ensure my child's happiness if I can. I still feel lost, and everything you say seems to turn out poorly.
Please, once again, I ask you to tell me what you see. You wish for me to tell you what you want to hear.
Be that as it may, that is not what I asked of you. Please, tell me what you see.
You will personally oversee your child's education, and you will rule them by their side. You will make sure that they have peers, competition, and learn to be gracious in defeat. You will teach them to be just and kind, and they'll grow up to become a fine ruler and a good person. But as time moves on, their version of justice that you instilled in them will become twisted and violent. They will start wars for territory, and it will bring Charlatan to ruin.
My child shall not be a warmonger, the king bellowed.
The seer just continued to stir the porridge. In their eyes, they will be just, and what you taught them will be what they are doing.
This is blasphemy. You cannot see the future, screamed the king.
I said I could see what could be, not that I see the future. The future is up to you.
But in every story you saw, it didn't matter what I did. How is it up to me? Clearly I cannot control their actions. How am I to control their future?
You cannot.
Then what am I to do?
Your best.
The king stared into a now empty bowl of porridge. He stood up and left without a word. As the king walked down the mountain, he looked to a future, not with a specific plan or solution that he had been seeking, but he was noticeably more relaxed than when he had first ventured up Mount Bibbon.
Get some good rest tonight. You have a long day ahead of you tomorrow.